when we get a lot of questions about infrastructure, because I think a lot of people have a perception, and rightly so in some cases, that it's a lot of challenges and even bad news when it comes to infrastructure in India. But I'm happy to report there's progress, but we continue to have challenges. On the positive side, in my experience over the last 10 years doing business in India, there's been a significant improvement in the quality of our airports. The airlines themselves are very professionally run and generally run on time, even by Western standards. So I think that's a real plus point for the country. Also, we're finding that the power grid in some of the states, and particularly on the western side of India, is in pretty good shape. In Maharashtra or in Gujarat, the level of power grid support would be comparable with some of the better power grids you'll see in Western countries or in other parts of Asia. So this is a good story as well. On the positive side as well is that we've had so much development in India that some of the better developers have become very seasoned, done a lot of big projects, so the quality of construction is getting pretty good in India. Some of the better developers, in fact, can do projects as good as you'll see in Western markets and the better markets, or the more developed markets in Asia. And lastly, I would say that the metro is coming in to northern India, and particularly in Gurgaon and in Mumbai, where we're seeing some advancement there, and in Bangalore, whereas some of the other cities are lagging behind, but we're seeing some good development as far as metro rail in some of the bigger cities. Well, from an infrastructure point of view, in my opinion, our single biggest challenge is the roads. The quality of the roads, for various reasons, are still not up to par from a long-term perspective, and also just the congestion. Anybody who's been to India would have been frustrated by the amount of cars on the road, the amount of trucks on the road. As I mentioned earlier, our airports are getting better and the airlines themselves are doing pretty good, but it's not much good if you can't get to the airport. So that's a big challenge. And my concern is that's going to continue to get worse. We're continuing to see so many cars getting added to the roads. We're seeing so many trucks getting added to the roads. So a question we quite often get is, what's the solution? So clearly more proactive government policies, important there. And from what I've seen, a way to make that happen, in addition to just saying let's have the government do it, which I think would be the easy way out, is really the effective use of public-private partnerships. So we have seen some examples of those. I'd like to see a lot more of those. I think that getting some of the great industrialists that are operating effectively in India and globally, and getting them to apply their skills and their capital to solving some of the major road infrastructure problems in India will be a key way to rapidly improve the situation. As far as site selection, we're finding that the main cities continue to attract most of the business. Really popular, especially with IT users, which are big format type of space, would be Bangalore and Pune, which tend to be on a roll. Certain parts of Mumbai, especially the suburban markets, are popular destinations as well. But in terms of the maximum take-up we're seeing at the moment, it's tending to be in Bangalore, Pune, and in Gurgaon, certain parts of Gurgaon.